Welcome back, Keepers of the Flame. I'm going to do a Scorpio reading quick. I'm working on doing a medical trauma process. And it's a work in progress, but we'll get there. I'm going to see what the universe wants Scorpio to know today. How you are interpreting the messages from the universe and what that looks like for you in an understandable, translatable way. That's what I'm doing for all this. Help you understand better how the universe is speaking to you, through you, with you, around you. Popped out. Okay. Raspberry, 3 of Earth. It is working with you, and it's tasty. I love raspberries. Love raspberries. Hierophant. Okay. It's wants you to know it's committed to you. Whoa, okay. Letting what falls out, fall out. Alright. So, the 7 of Water. 7 of Cups. Birch, it's giving you choices. 6 of Water. Something in your childhood you need to go back and remember. But you're working on something that you're committed to. And the universe is like, okay, you're bringing in more options here. Let me put them in front of you. And you're going to have to go back someplace in your memory bank. In sweet nostalgia with the 6 of Water here. Okay. 5 of Water. 5 of Cups. Golden Seal. Okay. So you might have to drop a few things. Obviously, you've got 7 of Cups here. You gotta spill a few, Scorpio. Beasky. Who's a vicious savage? I still love you, even though you... I do too. Don't argue with me. Oh, come here. Let me get a wheel. Okay. So, and then you have the Mother of Fire, which is Time. Queen of Wands. Queen of Time. You have time, and you're passionate about this. Come on. So, Scorpio. Okay, I'm getting bottom of the deck. Okay. Seaweed. Okay. So that's the Knight of Wands. Or Knight of Wands. Knight of Cups. Okay. So they're bringing in... So they're going to refill your cup, it looks like. Even though... So there's hotness, there's heat here, right? So hot bath with the Knight of Cups, and then the Madre, or the Queen with the Knight. Yeah, hot bath, Scorpio, is going to help you understand like what they're trying to get you to remember. Maybe there's something from your childhood that needs just to quote unquote bubble up to the surface, if you will, right? So remembering who you were, what filled your cup as a child, what brought you true, authentic joy, and what will make you come alive on the daily basis that you want to put your life force energy into, right? I'm going to pull a... This is just, it's just called medicine cards, but it's medicine animals. And right now, my little medicine animal. It's alright. You're okay. We're all okay, buddy. Are you just... What does the universe wants Scorpio to know? Is there any animals that they need to tap into? Spirit animals? Coyote. Oh, I just heard that in the song by Nahako on Medicine for the People. If you need me, I'll come running like a coyote. can't remember the name of the song. Sorry. I'll link it in the video though. I'll look it up. I'll link it. If you need me, I'll come running like a coyote. Okay. I'm not capable of singing at the moment. Alright. Okay. Alright, how do I get this with no glare? Psh. Vicious savage. I know. Who's a feisty little beast? You want to fight about it? Okay, we don't have to. I was just asking. Okay, coyote. You devil. I'm just reading. You devil. You tricked me once more. Must I sit and ponder what you did it for? That's a little poem thing. So it's number 13 is the number. Trickster. There are thousands of myths and stories about Coyote, the great trickster. Many native cultures call Coyote the medicine dog. If you have pulled this card, you can be sure that some kind of medicine is on its way, and it may or may not be to your liking. Whatever the medicine is, good or bad, it will be sure to make you laugh, maybe even painfully. You can be sure that Coyote will teach you a lesson about yourself. Coyote has many magical powers, but they do not always work in his favor. His own trickery fools him. He is the master tricker who tricks himself. One who is more astonished than Coyote at an outcome of his own works. He often falls into his own trap, and yet he somehow manages to survive. He may be banged and bruised by the experience, but soon goes on his way to an even greater endeavor, forgetting to learn from his mistakes. He may have lost the battle, but he is never beaten. Coyote is sacred. In the folly of his acts, we see our own foolishness. As Coyote moves from one disaster to the next, he redefines the art of self-sabotage to sheer perfection. No one can blindly do themselves or others with more grace and ease than his holy trickster. Coyote takes himself so seriously at times that he cannot see the obvious. For example, the steamroller that is about to run over him. That's why, when it hits him, he still cannot believe it. Was that really a steamroller? I better go look, he says, and he is run over once more. Contained within trickster medicine is the humor of the ages. The cosmic joke is not just ourselves, but everyone else. If they are following Coyote or have a strong Coyote medicine, someone like this may be able to convince others that a skunk smells like roses, but the fact remains that it is still a skunk. Snooze time is over. If you have pulled the Coyote medicine card, watch out. Your glass house may crash to the ground at any moment. All your self-mirrors may shatter. The divine trickster is dogging you, and you may trip. Coyote scratches under his arm. He does a crazy dance. He catches his tail on fire playing with matches. He jumps in the fish pond to save himself and nearly drowns. Coyote seduces a concrete statue. Coyote thinks he has found a bone, but it is a rattlesnake. Everyone watches the comedic scene. Coyote is you, me, booby traps, jet airplanes with toilets that don't work, blind dates, and all the humorous, whimsical things we encounter along life's way. Get ready for more of the laughs, lots more. Go immediately beneath the surface of your experiences. Ask yourself, what are you really doing and why? Is your Coyote your medicine? Are you playing jokes on yourself? Are you trying to fool an adversary? Is someone tricking you? Do you want to give the office quote-unquote geek the phone number of a beautiful new secretary? Or do you want to pull a prank on your best friend? When was the last time you did something just because it was crazy and fun? On the other hand, you may not be conscious of your own pathway of foolishness. You may have conned yourself or your family or your friends or even the public at large into believing that you know what you are doing. But listen, Coyote, you are balled up in your own mechanisms. You have created a befuddling, bewildering, confounding trick. Pick up the juggler eyes from the ground and put them back in their sockets. See through the genius of your acts of self-sabotage. Find it amusing and laugh. Trickster, laugh. If you can't laugh at yourself and your crazy antics, you have lost the game. Coyote always comes calling when things get too serious. The medicine is in laughter and joking so that new viewpoints can be assumed. If you have coyote medicine, you may use it to make fluffy or stuffy old fogies lighten up, to add cheer to the party, or to break the death grip conversation with ease. Look at the positive side of self-sabotaging nosy questions about your personal life. Have fun telling some gossiper that you returned from St. Tropez in your new Learjet. Okay. So that sounds... Oh, there's crow. You got crow medicine too. Sorry. I fell out and turned itself upside down. So when we are on the journey of life, right, we're bound to make mistakes. It's going to happen. Everybody does it. Everybody does it. The trick is to keep laughing at it, right? If you don't try new things, you're never going to have any experiences. You're never going to have any wisdom. Okay? Think about all the times that, like, you went into a situation not knowing anything about it, tried something stupid, and then learned something, right? We all do it. We are all allowed to do this. And Scorpios, I'm a Scorpio, we have a tendency to like take ourselves a little too seriously at times, which can get us into even more hot water. So if you can like tilt your head back and laugh and understand that like you didn't know what you were stepping on, which might have been a snake, that's okay. Because if we don't understand how the universe works, how are we going to come to a wisdom of how to operate our own selves in it, right? If we don't step on a few tails and we don't, get ourselves stepped on, how are we going to understand how to function in this world? Yes, we can make better choices, but we can still take the lighthearted approach of not condemning ourselves to a life of torture because we might have made a mistake here and there and done this wrong and screwed that up and then got that calculation off and yada yada yada. And my little coyote is like, Bisky, he is so vocal, you guys. The animals are being so vocal in the house. It's cool. But so understanding that like you don't stop the journey. You don't like immediately check out and say, all right, that's it, I'm done. I can't anymore. It's too much. No, you laugh at yourself. You're like, okay, that was freaking... It might have been coming from a place of total and complete like adventure, but you got, screwed. So understanding that even when that stuff happens, it might hurt in the initial concept of it, but years later you can always look back and be like, oh my god, do you remember the one time? Oh my god, it was so freaking hilarious. What was I thinking? And that's okay. We're supposed to do that. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. And if we don't understand those lessons of how the universe is talking to us and how it's telling us like, hey, maybe you should go in a different direction, or hey, if you really need to experience that, then go do it. Like, how many times have people like been like, I'm just gonna go get shitty and whatever it is for you, you have lessons along the way that are like, see how that works? Do you understand how that energy, frequency, vibration actually functions in your life? And it might sound like a good idea at the time, but it's not. So not taking it so seriously and doing the processing work, which is, it's asking you to do it right here with this, the Six of Water, the Six of Cups is like, hey, remember the fun stuff from your childhood. Go experiment, go play, go have fun. Don't take it so seriously. So say Uncle Frank, gives you crap that you're not eating enough or working hard enough, or your hair is all screwed up and your shirt is not right and your slacks don't, look nice enough for him, or they're not, whatever it is. Pick something out, whatever it is, and freaking play with it. Have fun with it. Gee, I'm sorry, I would have put on something nicer, but I was too busy trying to get my finger out of the light socket. Say that. Make light of it. Don't let it get you into a state of disarray. Okay? Because you're just going to react from a state of disarray. And it's okay to process the thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And it's okay to like be heated. But you'll find things get significantly better if you're able to joke and laugh and not take it so personally. Now, this doesn't mean that you invite Uncle Frank over for a cup of coffee. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, like, you don't need to allow those people access to the most sacred parts of yourself. You can be the person who is like, I see you, and I'll play. I'll banter, right? Without needing to internalize it, which is only going to hurt you, right? Internalizing it only hurts you. So process it and keep your boundaries safe, but also just be like, okay, I am a human being who's allowed to exist here, and I'm allowed to make mistakes. That's my divine human right, whatever you want to call it, right? So crow medicine. Let's do this. So Crow says, Crow, you are cawing, so I may know the secrets of balance within my soul? Or are you sending your sacred caw just to remind me of the universal laws? There is a medicine story that tells of the crow's fascination with her own shadow. She kept looking at it, scratching it, pecking at it, until her shadow woke up and became alive. Then Crow's shadow ate her. Crow is dead. Crow is dead Crow now. Dead Crow is the left-handed guardian. If you look deeply into Crow's eyes, you will have found the gateway to the supernatural. Crow knows the unknowable mysteries of creation and is the keeper of all sacred law. Since Crow is the keeper of sacred law, Crow can bend the laws of physical universe and shapeshift. This ability is rare and unique. Few adepts exist in today's world, and fewer still have mastered Crow's art of shapeshifting. This art includes doubling or being in two places at one time, consciously, taking on another physical form and becoming the fly on the wall, so to speak, to observe what is happening far away. The Europeans that came to Turtle Island were named the Boat People by the slow turtle. Even with the knowledge of alchemy possessed by certain boat people, none had ever seen the powerful shape-shifting of medicine men and women who utilized crow medicine. Many boat people were frightened by what appeared to be animals coming into their camps or dwelling to discern their medicine. Crow medicine people are masters of illusion. All sacred texts are under the protection of Crow. Creator's Book of Laws or Book of Seals is bound in crow feathers. Crow feathers tell of spirit made flesh. Crow is also the protector of Ogala, or ancient records. The sacred law belts, or the wampum belts, beaded by native women long before the boat people or the Europeans came to this continent, contain knowledge of the Great Spirit's laws and are kept in the black lodges, the lodges of women. The law, which states that all things are born of women, is signified by Crow. Children are taught to behave according to the rules of of a particular culture. Most orthodox religious systems create a mandate concerning acceptable behavior within the context of worldly affairs. Do this and so, and you will go to heaven. Do thus, and so you will go to hell. Different formulas for salvation are demanded by each quote unquote true faith. Human law is not the same as sacred law. Human law is not the same as sacred law. More so than any other medicine, Crow sees the physical world and even the spiritual world, as humanity interprets them, are an illusion. There are billions of worlds. There are an infinitude of creatures. Great Spirit is within all. If an individual obeys Crow's perfect laws as given by the Creator, then at death he or she dies a good medicine death, going on to the next incarnation with a clear memory of his or her past. Crow is an omen of change. Crow lives in the world, in the void, and has no sense of time. The ancient chiefs tell us that Crow sees simultaneously the three fates, past, present, and future. Crow merges light and darkness and sees both inner and outer reality. If Crow medicine appears in your card spread, you must pause and reflect on how you see the laws of Great Spirits in relation to the laws of humanity. Crow medicine signifies a first-hand knowledge of higher order of right and wrong, and then indicated by the laws created by human culture. With Crow medicine, you speak in a powerful voice when addressing issues that you seem out of harmony. You speak in a powerful voice when addressing issues for you that for you seem out of harmony, out of balance, out of whack, or unjust. Remember that Crow looks at the world with first one eye and then the other, cross-eyed. In the Mayan culture, cross-eyeds had a privilege and duty of looking into the future. You must put aside the fear of being a voice in the wilderness and call, quote unquote, the shots as you see them. As you learn to allow your personal integrity to be your guide, your sense of feeling alone will vanish. Your personal will can then emerge so that you will stand in your truth. The prime path of Crow people says to be mindful of your opinions and actions. Be willing to walk your talk, speak your truth, know your life's mission, and balance past, present, and future in the now. Shift that old reality and become your future self. Allow the bending of physical laws to aid in creating the shape-shifted world of peace. Dang, Scorpio. Integrity. What did I? Okay. So this is a good book. The Way of Integrity. Definitely one of the crucial things on my path personally. Oftentimes we can be truthful in all these other areas, and sometimes we can lie to ourselves about stuff, which makes it easier for people to lie to us in certain areas, which makes us susceptible to not so good things, right? But how are we going to figure that out if we don't explore it, right? But while we're exploring it, we can still be honest with ourselves about what's happening to us while we're making these choices, and not engulf ourselves in flames repeatedly just because we made a misstep. So loving yourself and honoring your journey, cherishing it, laughing about it, and then understanding it's really important, and your work here is not in vain. It never is. Nothing ever is. It's not in vain. You are the accumulation of your life experiences, right? And how we process that, how we bring that joy up within ourselves, irregardless of the circumstances, is the alchemy of life. It really is. It's taking the hard, painful lessons and transforming them into something greater than ourselves. Right? So don't be too hard on yourself, Scorpio. You're doing a beautiful job, and you have the full attention and assistance from the universe right now. He hope. Do that crow thing. Hope this helps. Keep your flame. Have a good week.